Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to my cybersecurity show, and it is 2023, first episode of 2023. I'll be honest, it's been a bit difficult for me to get the camera turned on, doing stuff super busy. That said, here I am. And today we're just going to try to make it easy for us. I was messing around the other day. Today's episode is going to be all about pen testing distros. What's out there? What do I like? What have I messed with? What is new to me? Might not be new to you, but it might be new to me. And what I'm saying might be new to you and not to me. You get the idea. So we're just going to kind of walk through a couple that are out there. If I've dealt with it before, I'll give you some of my pros and cons list, and we'll take a look at what we find interesting when it comes to the stuff we might not be familiar with, or at least the stuff I'm not familiar with yet. But I'm going to be, because I like to do that. That's my whole thing in life, is I like to fiddle with and play with things that I find interesting. That said, if you're joining us on the interwebs, as you are, there's probably some sort of buttons somewhere around that say like, subscribe, comments. If you're already subscribed and you're not, like, I know I don't post often, but when you want to know when that happens, there's probably a notification bell of some kind that chimes and lets you know. Daniel got off of his lazy tail and made a video. Whew. With that out of the way, let's dive into these different distributions of pen testing and see what we can find. We will start the show with the one, the only, the Kali Linux. So Kali's Kali. You probably know of it, but you may not be familiar. I've used Kali quite extensively. I've been using it for years. Yes, I still use it. Let the flames begin. I guess that's what we used to call it. Just troll me, whatever the case is. I'm not saying I'm like the biggest Kali fan or anything. It's just what I end up using because I know it really well. But Kali Linux, like it or lump it, been around a hot minute, probably not going anywhere for a while. It's fairly popular. It's got quite a long legacy and pedigree. Got tons of tools built into it, workflows, people get used to it. It just kind of becomes the ubiquitous operating system, at least that I've noticed in my experience. Kali has been kind of king for quite some time. Things I like about Kali is options. If you go to this download button, booyah, we've got installer images, we've got virtual machines. If you scroll through this, we've got ARM-based, mobile with their Net Hunter business. So if you want to install this on an Android phone or on an Android tablet, I installed this on a Kindle Fire tablet that I bought for $40. I'm not saying it ran well. I'm just saying I got it installed and it ran, right? We got cloud versions of this, containers, live boot, WSL. Man, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. We can even, if you're running the Mac OS, I believe, yep, right there, Apple Silicon, ARM64, right? So this runs just about everywhere. That's a big plus for Linux. I say Linux, Kali Linux specifically. It's funny, just really quickly, before we get too deep into this, I had somebody comment under a thread because I had mentioned one of these other distros in a LinkedIn post that I had made. And, they kind of came in with a bit of stank on their voice. They weren't too thrilled. They were like, oh, this is script kiddie stuff. People who worry about distros. I find it interesting. I've been doing this stuff for a while. I know how to roll my own if I felt like doing that, and have and do. Right? Well, it's just me. If you don't like it, that's cool, man. Move on. There's no need to comment about that. If you got something interesting to say, or you got some good reasons why some people might want to not use one of these distros, by all means, please let us know. But no need to sling the pejoratives around when it comes to someone not having or sharing the same opinion as you on something. Got to remember, we all start as noobs. And these things are really helpful for people that are getting into cybersecurity and pen testing specifically, because they don't know what tools are available. They don't know what tools they should use and what category they might fall under. It's nice to be able to just grab operating system, spin it up in a virtual machine, and see them categorized out for you so that you can know, oh, that's what that does. That's what that kind of is. Now I can start playing with those things in those contexts and starting getting some hands-on. And then maybe it just becomes an easy spin up to do, or, well, I don't like it does this, and and then you start that customizing, start that roll your own kind of business, building scripts. So we evolve into that, and that doesn't mean that these still don't hold us, make it interesting for us. The good folks at Ippsec, or Offensive Security, that can create Kali Linux, definitely not script kiddies, definitely not noobs, and they develop it, right? They are making this available because they remember what it's like. They deal with people that are coming in to the community and want to give them a great tool, right? So Kali is a fine thing for that. You can make Kali useful. Now, I'm not saying I haven't had some issues with Kali, right? Kali has, historically, at least for me, in my experience, your mileage may vary. I've had some trouble with it after a few, after I've used it for quite some time. If I try to make this a daily driver kind of thing, even though they've taken strides and it is way better, way better than it used to be, I don't experience this as much as I used to, but I still have, where the operating system just stops kind of, dependencies get broken, things get broken. We're doing crazy stuff with this thing. So it's really not a good idea, in my estimation. Again, your mileage may vary on using Kali as your daily driver, but in a VM, snapshots and all the other good stuff, make sure never keep anything you want on it. Backups, external drives, just keep the partitions, make the operating system on one partition, keep your home directory or wherever you're going to keep things that you want to keep around for a while separate, so that you can blow the operating system away or make all the bad choices you want in life and stuff. So that's something I've learned, that I've realized that Kali will break on me, and if I don't do stuff like that, I'm kind of high and dry. But here is Kali Linux, plenty of options for you. I almost guarantee that you have heard about it. The favorite thing about this is it has pre-built virtual machines. So if you are super new, as long as you understand, all you have to do is kind of open virtual machine, point to it and say, this Kali open, and your virtualization software will go, oh, there you go. You've got Kali. And now you can kind of run it side by side, something you're used to and comfortable with, until you get more comfortable with this stuff. I do like that about Kali. So great stuff there. Also, wonderful documentation. If we go back, was it here? Oh man, this site just went crazy. Installer images. No. Oh, there's the installation documentation. So if you need help, that's there as well. I just want to go to kali.org, man. Why are you making me? Thank you. Go back. Kali. Goodness, there it is. Documentation. They've got a community. You won't be left without a witness if you need some help. There is plenty of books written about Kali. So Kali has a lot of support. There's a lot of pros to going with Kali because it's so, supported and liked by a lot of people. All right, moving on. I don't want to harp too long. We got a lot of things to get to. Next on our list is Parrot. Parrot operating system. I've used Parrot as well. Parrot is great. I like Parrot. Actually, so I have been using Kali as my main kind of thing, my go-to, my number one. I think I'm going to make Parrot my number one from now on, for the time being. We have plenty of options in this little list we're going to run through of all these different pen testing operating systems. I have found that Parrot is definitely more my speed nowadays. I ran it a few years ago. I ran it about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. For some time, I used it for delivering an ethical hacking class, and it went well. I think that this iteration, their newer version, just came out, I think, in November. It seems to be, it's almost like they were like reading my diary or something on my Christmas list for things I would want in an operating system. And Parrot has kind of gone that way. It's really fast. It runs really well on like older hardware and things of that nature. So Parrot's got a lot of pluses to it. If we kind of scroll into this and hit the download, we can get in here. We notice we got a few additions. Security edition being that pen testing, red team operations, it says a full arsenal of ready to use pen testing tools. And that ain't no joke. man, this thing is chock full of tools. Kali's kind of, you know, pared it down to the essential items, the things most people end up using. Making it a little bit smaller, a little more streamlined. That said, it in my environment, runs a little bit slower. Like the boot process, I think, takes maybe another 20, 30 seconds than Parrot does, right? Parrot, and I don't like ZSH. Man, Kali's running ZSH, and yes, I change it, but I have to every time I log into the sticking thing. You know, when I spin up a new one, I have to go in and change the fact that I'm not a ZSH person. It's like, I don't like onions. Just not my thing. Not a fan, right? ZSH, it's not my thing. Not a fan. Like Bash. And it has Terminator. This Parrot has Terminator installed. That's my favorite terminal. That's what I like. And it's already there, right? So I think I'm going to jump over to Parrot as my go-to, my number one. Not that there are not some things that I'm going to be playing with very, very soon and have been playing with on this list. Let's see here. We also have Home Edition, which is really cool because it's for daily use. If you kind of want to have something to be that daily driver, be installed on bare metal, you know what? You might want to go with this Home Edition, and then you can build it up to the things you need, but it's not going to show you all those pen testing tools. It says that Parrot tools can be manually installed to assemble a custom and lightweight pen testing environment, right? And it is a much smaller distro, I think. Let's see here. Security Edition is 4.8 gigs, and Home Edition is 2.4 gigs. So there you go. There's some look and feel stuff going on there. Very nice. Full Office suite. LibreOffice is there for you. I do believe it is in Security Edition. If you're into security, obviously, you're going to want to play around with the Security Edition, though. We also have a little kind of feather in the cap of Parrot. They are the official operating system of Hack the Box. So you've got offensive security, Kali's their thing. Well, guess what? Parrot is Hack the Box's thing. And Hack the Box is coming out with, or they say coming out, they have security certifications, pen testing certifications, bug bounty certifications. So they're starting to really sit in that competition for people like Ippsec, people like, you know, the EJPTs and the ECPPTs and OSCPs and the PMPT. Like, I like PMPT because they don't care what you run. Just do whatever you like, you know. Shout outs to TCM Security. Good for you. Enjoy what you do. You know it. You know I love you. My dogs, right? But they have this Hack the Box edition called the Pwn Box. Unleash the full power of your Pwn Box, customized hacking cloud-based box. Cloud box based. That's weird. On Parrot Security Edition. So they're using Parrot Security Edition. It says on your computer or try it online at Hack the Box Academy. So if you go sign up for Hack the Box Academy, you can, I think it runs on like an HTML5 browser. Offensive security also, when you do their pen testing, if you go back, if it's in under courses, the Pen 200, PWK. They also, or if you're running the, is it here? Not showing it there. What is their cyber range called? It's called, oh, it's killing me. What is their cyber range? It's offensive securities. Anyway, it is, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. I feel bad. Let me just open it up. Offensive security. Their cyber range is called, wait for it, Proving Grounds. Haha, there it is, Proving Grounds. So they have stuff as well, and you have a Kali in an HTML5 environment. I think TryHackMe does the same kind of thing. Plenty of cyber ranges out there use Kali. Some of them use, obviously Hack the Box is using Parrots. We have Cloud Edition. One thing I also like, I run Kali on a Raspberry, but I will be switching that out to Parrots. It says at the moment, Parrot is also available on Raspberry. So I'm going to slap that on my Raspberry 4 that I have sitting over here behind me and let that be the operating system that runs on that, just so that I can be more immersed in the Parrot world, because I think Parrot is, for me, where I'm going. We do have a few contenders, though, right? What else do we have here? We have Blackbuntu. I saw this the other day, and this is what my LinkedIn post was about, that we got a little, you know, interesting conversation. Maybe some consternation involved there, but I think we resolved it well. But Blackbuntu was Ippsec. If you don't follow Ippsec's channel, go check out Ippsec on YouTube. Great channel for cybersecurity content. Wonderful stuff there. He is a brilliant dude and does just a lot of great content. So I always enjoy watching his stuff. So shout out to Ippsec. But he was doing a live stream and he was showing us Blackbuntu, whatever the case is. Hey there, everyone. Just want to make a quick correction. It wasn't Ippsec. It was Hackersploit's channel where I saw the live stream of Blackbuntu. Just want to make sure I got the right shout out to the right person. Not that Ippsec isn't awesome. Totally is. Check out both of those channels. I'll link to them below for your viewing pleasure. Let's get back to the video, shall we? Look at me. Here's the top of the page. Blackbuntu, security awareness, designed to be fast, easy to use. I will say, I think I wrote down, this was super fast. It was fast. It wasn't super fast. Parrot is super fast. Blackbuntu, fast. Faster than Kali. In my testing, right? It was in just a bit. Not a lot, but enough that you were like, oh, it's just snappy. Snappy. Friendly and modern advanced OS, right? Born out of the passion and spirit of two specialists. Let's cut the bullshit-ish. This distribution is a new Linux distribution based on Ubuntu and designed for pen test, security, and development in mind. So if you're a developer, you might like this as well. So if you're kind of in that space, maybe you're building malware or doing C2 or malware analysis stuff where you have doing a lot with building stuff, maybe building exploits, that development side of things, or just a developer, maybe this is your go-to, right? There is plenty of tools in here. I will not mess around. Lots of tools in here. Very, very tool heavy. All the great stuff that you would know and love, and a few other things as well. Here's just a taste of those things that they give us here. But like I said, we do not... Here's our versions. We have basic, latest, and stable. So the latest is kind of their big dog. So requiring 8 gigs of system memory, 2 gigahertz dual core processor or better, right? I guess that's for all of them. But ultimately, this one's 80 gigs. Then it's for stable is 60. For basic is 40. And you can see the size is definitely 6 gigs, 6.09 gigs for the latest that's out. So, but hey, there you go. Now, you can run this in a virtual machine, but if you need 8 gigs of memory, you better have a nice machine that you're running it on. Otherwise, you might want to just throw this on bare metal, maybe do a dual boot scenario, or just be like, you know what? I'm diving in head first. Who's going to stop me? No one. That's who. Blackbuntu, baby. And you just go for broke. Yeah. I mean, why not, right? YOLO. Oh, the kids nowadays. You millennials, I love you. I just want to clean you up and bring you home. Anyway, who's behind it? Neo's Lab, right? Yeah, Neo's Lab. Neo's Lab. I like it. Cool stuff, though. I did play with this. I did like it. I'm a fan. I would use. So, moving on. One, man, I tell you, here's what's up. I grew up in the 80s, right? As you can probably tell, we got Pac-Man over here. I got a War Games poster there. I've got another Pac-Man poster. I am an 80s child, and I come by it honest. I make no excuses. The 80s rocked. I miss them. That's probably why, and a lot of people do, that's probably why most of our pop culture nowadays is very much like 80s throwback and nostalgia based, which I wish they would stop doing, honestly. We still have the stuff from the 80s. We don't need to just keep doing new stuff. Anyway, that said, this operating system called Predator OS. I love Predator. I've seen every Predator movie multiple times. The original Predator, to me, is a perfect 80s action film. I've said it. I stand by it. And I will fight to the death over that, because I believe in it that much. I love, and this is called Predator OS. Let me bring it up. And it is Linux for pen testing, ethical hacking, secure, privacy, hardened, anonymized. It's nice. It's nice, right? One thing I like about Parrot is it does have some good anonymizing stuff, Tor browsers and Tor things you can do. I want to say Blackbuntu did as well. And I like seeing that in my operating systems, that they are understanding that we want more anonymity in our surfing habits, because we're security people. We know what's up when it comes to security, and we want to stay safe. We want people to be safe. Comparing with other Linux tools included in okay, this is sliding by. We shouldn't have done that, but let's see here. Included all Parrot and Kali Linux, and covers all bug track Samurai sent to. So it's comparing it with these others. Lighter and lower, man. Okay, go read this. It's got a lot of stuff. I fiddled with Predator OS maybe 2 years ago, and I think I liked it, but it was a little not my speed at that point. I want to play with it again, just because I have a little more time to do that now. We do obviously have quite a few options. We've got the security edition. We've got mobile. We've got ARM-based. We've got text-based, web-based, WSL, Debian-based, Arch-based, and an OVA for lions and tigers and bears, as we like. Super cool. The little Psycho Linux. This is a lightweight Linux with KDE, so this is another thing. So that's Psycho. That's cool. What does it need to run? Just a live CD, run on BIOS and UEFI, KDE Plasma Desktop. That's little Psycho though. I don't want to get too deep into that. But another option for you. Categories of tools, mobile pen testing, monitoring mode, OSINT framework, plenty of tools. Look, like just tools for days. 1,000 tools. It's 1,000 tools. 40 categories. And you got a photo gallery, so if you don't want to see what it looks like. Top Predator OS features. There's 9 different modes. So I assume that's kind of like the Predator would have different modes on his arm, and he would, change things. Defensive, offensive, privacy, hardened. We saw that before. AI and ML algorithms. We will add artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to the Predator OS to increase the security and anti-attack capability. I don't know how I feel about that. That could be good, that could be bad. I don't know. Predatorize. This admin panel, it's web-based, gives the users that can be able to configure around 1,500 configs and setting in user and kernel space. Interesting. Debian, Ubuntu, and Arch-based. There are many Predator OS ISOs which are based on Debian, Ubuntu, and Arch. So cool, and using many pre-configured desktops. There's a lot of features here. It might be just too featureful at this point for me. But why do they make this difficult? Why do they do it? Because now I'm like, oh, well, actually, Predator's got a lot of cool stuff. Ah, man. It'll probably come down to, personal taste and performance. How well does it run? You got a bunch of stuff. It can bog things down. And then there's their team. Okay. Whew, Predator, buddy. And then I get to say I run Predator OS. And I didn't even know about Little Psycho. Interesting. All right. Moving on. BlackArch. For those of you out there that really enjoy Arch Linux, and I feel like they are the ascetics. They are zealous about Arch, the people that use Arch. And I get it. Like, you spent time and effort. You are a power user. God bless you, right? You can be a bit zealous in my experience. The people that run Arch, a lot of them anyway, can be a bit zealous on why don't you run Arch? Well, because I don't have all day, every day to configure every little thing about my operating system. I don't know if that's how it would be with BlackArch. I've never actually run BlackArch. I've known about it for some time, and it doesn't look like it would probably be that, but I have a feeling that it might. So it's just kind of steered me clear of it for a while. It's 2023. I'm not gonna be that way anymore. I'm gonna come out the gate. I'm gonna swing. I'm gonna play with BlackArch this year. I'm gonna spend some time behind the seat, and really give it a good assessment. I can't really say too much about it other than it's got a lot of tools involved. It says 2,837 tools. Well, that's more than the 1,000 that Parrot said it had. So yeah, there's a bunch of nice screenshots here, so you can kind of see that there is also a BlackArch Slim. We have BlackArch developers, the people that are kind of behind this. That's cool of them. Let's go to the downloads page. Hit that. Hi, downloads. What do we have? We've got OVA images. We also have ARM. Oh man, everybody's doing the right thing nowadays. Come on, Blackbuntu, you need ARM-based. Installing from ISO, installing on top of Arch Linux. So you can actually, if you're already running Arch Linux, you just want to make it BlackArch. We have the technology, right? OVA. Where's the installing on top of? I guess I'll hit that. My son is asleep. I'm watching the monitor. I think he's waking up from his nap, which is about that time. So we got one more to go after BlackArch, and then we should wake him up, shall we? Get him going for his day. Let's see here. BlackArch. Installing BlackArch. So there are some... I will say this, right? One of my favorite things that I will say about Arch Linux, your documentation is on point. It is spot on, man. If you need to know how to do something, Arch's documentation is par excellence. It is stewed to a perfection. I will give you that. I use your documentation quite a bit to remind myself how to do certain things that I don't do all the time, or if it's like, how do you make this work? The Arch documentation is probably coming up, and it is phenomenal. So, yeah, you might want to really think about BlackArch if you like the tweaker, kind of having that capability of tuning and tweaking every little thing and being in control of every little thing. BlackArch could be your way to go. So plenty of stuff to do here. And the fact that you can just grab an OVA, right? Was it an OVA? I think, yeah, an OVA image, fire it up and go to town. And really get your feet wet on it. I would recommend. All right, last but not least, we have Backbox Linux. I will say, so Backbox apparently everybody knows about except for this guy. I missed the boat on this. Guilty, right? I'm not perfect, okay? I can't do everything and know about everything, but now I do know about Backbox, and I will be playing with this because it's very highly regarded. Not a lot of information on their website, I will say. It says performance and speed are key elements. Cool. So starting from an appropriately configured XFCE desktop manager, it offers stability and the speed that only few other DMs can offer. Reaching in extreme tweaking of services, configurations, boot parameters, and the entire infrastructure. Backbox has been designed with the aim of achieving the maximum performance and minimum consumption of resources. This makes Backbox a very fast distro and suitable even for old hardware configurations. We'll see. I have old hardware, and I'm going to be installing it because I like to test these things. I don't just take them for granted that what you say in your marketing jargon is true. That said, you're very popular, so I'm expecting that your marketing jargon is somewhat accurate, if not completely, but we will see. Since everything is in the right place, what does that mean? The main menu of Backbox has been well organized and designed to avoid any chaos, mess, finding tools that we are looking for. The selection of every single tool has been done with accuracy in order to avoid any redundancies. I will say, I do see that in other, like Kali does that, Parrot does that, where you're in different categories and you're seeing tools you've already seen in other categories. It's philosophical, honestly. It's a personal choice whether or not I get why they do that. I would probably tend to lean on Backbox's philosophy on this, that I don't need you to give it to me in multiple different areas. I just need the tool available. Once I know where it is, I know where it is. I don't have to go searching for it in other places, right? Or be given, isn't that convenient? It's a choice. It's a life choice, right? And for me, I would make that. Kali, Parrot does not. I'm trying to remember Blackbuntu. Blackbuntu. I don't think I saw multiples in different categories, so they would follow along this lines, I think. Let's see here. So they're saying it's trying to be intuitive for the user. And it's hacker-friendly. Software packaging process, the configuration, the tweaking of the system follows up the Ubuntu Debian standard guidelines. So that's cool. So if you're an Ubuntu user, you're going to be good to go. Here, in order to suit your purposes, it may add a little additional, or maybe add additional tools that is not present in the repositories. Nothing could be easier in doing that with Blackbox. Create your own launchpad, PPA, and your packages to dev team to contribute actively to the evolution of Blackbox, or Backbox. I keep wanting to say Blackbox. It's Blackbuntu and Backbox. I'll get it right, I promise. And then there's the team. So it's got cloud. What is cloud here? Backbox Linux is now available on AWS cloud platform. Just a few clicks. That's cool. That makes it easy for me to go spin that up. We've got documentation, which is like a wiki. It's cool. Check out your documentation a little bit later. And of course, the download area. Set the donation field of 0. So they're asking you to please help support the people that are making Backbox. And booyah, you hit the old download. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've run through quite a few of these. So maybe you are familiar with some and maybe not others. And now you are, at least you know they're out there. You can go get your hands on them. I know I sure am going to be doing some downloading after this because I need Parrot, I need BlackArch, I need Backbox. I've got the other 3. So there are 6 pen testing distros that you can deal with today and use, get familiar with, maybe find the right one for you. Of course, eventually you will probably roll your own, right? You will make your own distro. You'll have your own scripts that I just install Ubuntu, I just install Debian, I just install whatever, and then I run my scripts and I get everything. There is the Pentesters framework. So if you wanted to be like, I'm scared, I actually really like Linux Mint. Linux Mint, Pentester framework, booyah, done. Right? Now I have a Mint distro. I'd use it for like everyday like work stuff. It's great for that. It's simple. People that are not into Linux, they could use Mint, and it's like, I know there's a bunch of religious wars that go on in the Linux community, right? I find usefulness in just about every single distro. But sometimes ease of use is what I'm looking for, and Mint has that. Ubuntu has some of that. And some, actually, they're trying to start. I don't want to get into that. We could do a Linux thing all day long. Let's just call this a day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you found something that piqued your interest. Go get that sucker downloaded, get it installed in some way, shape, or form, and start getting your hands dirty with those tools and enjoy it. Hopefully you do. I'm going to call it a day. My man is woken up. He's ready to get out of the crib, so I'm going to go grab him. Thanks for watching, everyone. And until next time, keep hacking.